Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jenny June. I'm a child and family sleep consultant. This is a special episode because we're wrapping up 2017 with my top 10 child and family sleep tips of the year. I'm actually on vacation, so I'm kind of like scrambling. I was scrambling to find a place to do this at where there's not going to be some interruptions, but there could be, so just ignore that. But here I am, and here you are, and that's all that matters. Thanks for joining me. Let's get down to my 2017 top 10 sleep list, and then I'm going to absolutely answer any questions you have if you have some when we're over. So put your comments and your questions in the box, in the the thingy below. We're gonna get on it. All right, here we go. There's a lot. So the first one, I actually decided, I looked at I determined these because I looked at all the emails, the inquiries, the private messages and all the things, the phone calls I've been getting after these Facebook live shows I've been doing every Thursday at 1 o'clock for the last year or so. And determined that these were kind of the top 10 things that people said they got the most takeaway from. So here it is. The first four obviously were the details around my trademarked 4 pillars of sleep hygiene. And this is for babies, toddlers, preschoolers, school-age kids, teens, and even adults. I am a duly certified child and family sleep consultant. I practice out of Los Angeles, but work with families all over the world. I'm a collaborative practitioner at the Breathe Institute near UCLA. And gosh, I've been doing this for almost 7 years and thousands of successful cases with kids and babies and adults of all ages. And I'm also a lactation consultant as well, and a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 1. All right. Top 4 were really the ones that were centered around my 4 pillars of sleep hygiene. So number 1, the sleep environment. Cool, dark, and quiet. That's my tips. I have to put my glasses on because I can see my friends showing up here saying hi, and I know I got a glare from that light, so I'm sorry, but Trish and Hanny are here. Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me. I love my friends. It's been such a great year. Thank you for always hanging out with us. But as you guys know, making sure that sleep environment we're sleeping in is really key. It's recreating what nature gave us to sleep in the first place. So cool temperatures in that room. Even if you're wearing, warmer pajamas or maybe sleeping under a nice cozy down comforter, the cool air that you're breathing in the room is really something that helps to elevate those natural, powerful sleep hormones, melatonin. If it's too warm in the room or you're bundled up too warmly where you're kind of sweating, that can actually have a negative impact on your ability to produce those important, powerful sleep hormones. So make sure it's cool in the room and dark. You know how I like it. Real dark, like a Vegas hotel room dark, baby. You can revisit my old Facebook live shows here on my Facebook page, but dark, and then it's got to be quiet. So cool, dark, and quiet. Use a good white noise machine. We're going to have a whole episode on that in the new year, and some great reviews and things like that. Oh, I'm seeing Baby League here. Iari, thanks guys for hanging out with me. All right, and then the second of my top 10 is making sure that the sleep cues are something you guys are actually realizing and recognizing when you're, for instance, looking at your kiddos, wondering, is this the right time for bedtime? And how do I find that sweet spot? Well, it's usually not what you think. When parents see their kids rubbing their eyes, arching their back, squawking a bit, real vocal and talkative or loud, when they're kind of hyperactive or maybe just irritable and a little cranky and uncooperative, it's too late, guys. When you see that, melatonin's already left the building, baby, and it ain't coming back. So you want to catch that window that happens right before that time. I call it the relaxed state cues. That's when you notice that your child's motions are slower, they're less vocal, disinterested in their surroundings. You may even see their eyelids get a little heavy, or just see them space out, stare off into space. They're just like chilling, like real quiet. And that's often the time that we, try to get something done or go to the bathroom, right? Because we're like, dang, they're happy, they're cool, whatevs, you know what I'm saying? So we miss that important window. And it's only about 10 to 15 minutes long. And then it's gone. And all of a sudden you see those overtired cues I just explained, and they're bouncing off the walls, and you're jumping through hoops for an hour and a half just to get them, to do all the work for them to get them to go to bed. So you don't want to miss, when you see those relaxed state cues, that very brief 10 to 15 minute, point where they're just real still and chill and quiet, that's the point you should already be done with your mealtime, your pre-sleep routines, and be laying them down in their bed, awake and aware, to do the rest of the work, to drift off into that nice, deep, restorative sleep. That's so, so important, far more important than any behavioral sleep training method. So there's a whole lot of details around that I use when I work with my families one-on-one, and always you can call me for coaching and to work with you personally at jennijune.com or 1-800-322-4116. And then we can get real deep and real intense with all that stuff. It's so good. It's so juicy and good. So we've got those two things. The third of my top 10 is to make sure that those pre-sleep routines are actually effective and they're having a good impact, on the whole process. So, we all have routines that we go through before bed at night, for the most part, but some of them are better than others. Some of them are actually counterproductive to sleep. We want something that's going to help kickstart that melatonin production and also signal to the brain and body that sleep is about to come, which is the essence of routine. It's what helps provide a foundation of emotional well-being for your child, so that when we are going to lay them down, for bedtime or nap time, their brain and body already want to do the sleeping. The hormones are there because sleep is hormonal. Remember, if you know anything about my other Facebook Live shows, sleep is about the brain, y'all. It is not about the contents of the stomach or anything else. It's about the brain and hormones, medical fact. But we also want something predictable and soothing to take place beforehand, because inevitably at first, if you're changing up your child's routines or their sleep environment or your parenting responses, they're initially going to tell you that they think your new sleep rules suck, right? We can't avoid it. It's practice for those teenage years, trust me. But anyways, we want to make sure they're set up for success. And so those pre-sleep routines is the number 3 of my top 10. 2 things that those need to be: brief, 10 to 15 minutes for the nap time routines, 20 to 30 minutes for the bedtime routines. Don't go beyond that, or you will see them catch that second wind and all of a sudden be wide awake, jumping off the walls, bouncing around the house and acting all crazy and giving you all those overtired cues, and you're going to miss that window. And that's really key. All right, so the 4th one is the timing of sleep. Oh boy, that's my favorite one. The timing of sleep, you guys, is far more important than obsessing over how many hours your child is getting. However, if that timing is right, those hours are going to be naturally there and beautifully. That's the secret. It's about syncing your child's sleep and your sleep even with your natural biological rhythms. And when that all goes down, those 4 beautiful pillars of sleep hygiene, and it's nice and tight, man, it's almost the hardest part of sleep training then becomes how to keep your child awake when they're not sleeping. Like, the sleeping's the easy part. The hardest part of your day will be how to keep your child awake to make it to that next nap or bedtime, because sleep begets sleep. When we set them up with all those good sleep hormones, baby, it is just so easy. So that's the secret, those 4 pillars of sleep hygiene. And of course, that's my trademark work that I've been doing with thousands of families over the years since 2011. So again, if you want to work with that and get down on the program, you know where to find me, jennijune.com. So let's move on to number 5 and all the way through number 10. Now that I gave you that little tease there, but it's the deal, I'm telling you, people. All right, so biggest sabotage that parents do in their attempts to help their children with their well sleep and changing sleep habits, biggest sabotager is when parents are inconsistent. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you. And we don't even realize sometimes, because parents, when our kids are sleep deprived, guess who else is sleep deprived? You guys are. We're sleep deprived. And that makes us cognitively inflexible. We can't remember anything. We're impatient. We're moody. We're just a hot mess. And so it makes it really difficult to be consistent, especially in this current parent culture where, we're just, we just want instant gratification. And it's just culture all around, not just parent culture. So it's real hard to do that. But you've got to be consistent for 21 straight days with your sleep environment, your pre-sleep routines, the timing of sleep, and your parenting responses, because that's what it takes to form a permanent and complete, powerful new habit that will become your new baseline. So don't sabotage the process by changing something up on your child just because you get impatient and you don't see something working right away. And no human being learns with a perfect progression of results every single day. Sometimes we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but don't let it discourage you. It's the key to really getting through to the end of this process and having awesome success and permanent new habits that you don't have to worry about sleep training again every time life happens, like you travel or, an illness or whatever. So that's the key, guys. don't sabotage this. Consistency is everything. Righty, what is next on my list here? And hi, Rachel. Hi, Mia. Oh, you're so sweet. Happy holidays to you too, guys. I'm so glad you guys hanging out with me today. Everybody's kind of, doing a lot of fun stuff this week. So I didn't know how many of you all were going to be able to jump on board today. All right, so number 6. Oh, one of my favorites. Be responsive. I'm taking my glasses off each time because I can see the glare, and I know it's irritating everybody. But be responsive rather than reactive. So, initially, everybody loves the whole fantasy marketing, brilliant marketing, deceptive marketing, if anything, out there in the sleep training world, that there's a way to change up your child's comfort zones and, take them outside their comfort zone, change up, what you've always done, what's familiar to them, what's comfortable to them, even if it's not good. But there's no way to make those changes initially without them at least telling you that they think your new sleep rules suck. Okay, that's just the normal nature of change. Even good change has a couple of days of temporary struggle involved, while you're adapting to something new, a new routine that you're putting in place. It's unfamiliar at first. Things are like, you're not sure what's coming next. So of course, it's gonna be a little unsettling, but it's certainly not toxic stress. It's certainly not gonna melt your child's brain cells and have them, I don't know, shooting up malls at 12 years old. So just chill. All right, be responsive for your child, but don't get reactive. When they initially give you some pushback and they're, because of that temporary discomfort with normal change, which is so normal and it's healthy, okay, don't get reactive. Like for instance, if you're in that pre-sleep routine and, the story is next in the process of your routine, and they start like freaking out on you and screaming through the whole story, because they know what's coming next, because you've got this pattern in place, that's actually a good thing. They are able to predict what's happening next, which is what helps them to self-regulate a little bit, to express their preferences and how they feel about having to take a nap or go to bed. It's okay for them not to like something that has to go down. No, most kids I know don't like being in their car seat, right? And they throw a big old fit when they got to be contained in that thing, facing the rear, not able to see you or touch you for however long it takes, But you would, if you're driving down the road and you're stuck on the freeway, no parent in their right mind, if their kid was throwing a big old fit, would, panic and then take one hand off the steering wheel, reach back and unlatch that car seat and let the child sit up in their lap and breastfeed while you're going down the road. You know what I'm saying? So don't get reactive and change up something in your routine simply because your child is expressing normal, healthy preferences about something they don't like to have to do. Hold that space for them. Be predictable. Continue with your soothing routine. I can't stress this enough. This is where most parents just go off the rails with their sleep training attempts on their own. If they've decided not to hire a consultant or whatnot. Just be consistent for them. Be a sure, steady place for your child, and don't get reactive if they're not blissfully happy about what you're doing in your routine. Just be a sure, steady place, because if you do get reactive and they notice that you change up your routine or you put something off or you're doing something else, or it incentivizes that intensity of protest. You don't want to confuse them with that. That's not fair to them. So hang in there with them, hold that space, and let them express their preferences while you lovingly move through each component of the routine consistently. They need that steady, consistent, confident, calm, loving parent. All right, or caregiver. All right, so the next one is, on my little red list, is never sleep train a young infant. Oh, that's probably one of the most, I get that so much, my gosh, I can't even tell you. Oh, Jamaica, oh, hey, nice to see you. I'm so glad, and Baby League is on point with me here. I'm seeing all of my friends join me, and I just want to let you know that I see you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so, so much for your hearts and your thumbs ups, and for hanging out with me today. It's so nice. All right, so, never sleep train a young infant. This is critical, guys. I get these calls, parents are, only 4 weeks into having their baby, or 11 weeks, or 12, whatever. Your baby is too young to sleep train until their circadian rhythm is developed, their nighttime circadian rhythm at the very least. That doesn't happen until they're about 16 weeks properly dated from their due date, not their birth date. So whoever's telling you out there, whatever you're reading, whatever you're seeing on whatever Facebook or the internet is saying that it's okay to sleep train a baby prior to that point, run for the hills, because this is the point in time, that fourth trimester, Your child is not born with a circadian rhythm. They're not born to produce melatonin on a time basis. They can't do it. They can't get to the slow wave sleep components of a sleep cycle until they're about 16 weeks properly dated, because their physical vitals are really fragile and from birth to 16 weeks. Their heart rhythms, their respiratory system, their core body temperatures, positive breastfeeding behaviors, and milk supply if you've chosen to breastfeed. All of these things, the secure attachment, that foundation is everything. You need to respond on demand to your child round the clock. They can't even get into the deeper stages of sleep anyway, because they stay in those light, active, sporadic, disorganized stages of sleep so that they can easily resuscitate themselves should their physical vitals fall below normal in this very fragile, delicate state. So be responsive. You cannot create permanent bad habits by doing this. There's no way, it's impossible to spoil a baby in this stage at all, or, really in any stage, to be honest with you. Be a secure, loving, attached parent. This is the foundation from which you're able to teach later on, when it really is important to evolve your parenting responses to meet and match their evolving, developing needs for sleep. So please, I know I get so many emails from y'all, you're just dying. I know you're sleep deprived. I know you can't lay your baby down without them crying, and they're not sleeping at all. Do whatever you got to do to just survive till you get to that point where that part of their circadian rhythm is mature and they can actually do what we're asking them to do, okay? So that's a big one of my top 10. Should have probably been number 1, because I get that one the most, actually. All right. We are on number 8 of the top 10. All right. No screen time, an hour and a half prior to naps and bedtime. And I mean it, y'all, like I'm talking about for you too, mom and dad. Like, I work with adults too. And let me tell you, this is the one thing we underestimate as far as how negatively it impacts our sleep. When we're coming in contact, or your child is coming in contact with a screen device, and that means a smartphone, a tablet, a computer screen, or a TV screen, it's the retina catches the blue light that emanates from the back of all of these screen devices, regardless of whatever filters they say they have. They've been tested and they do not work, okay? So I'm going to tell you, the minute your retina comes in contact with these screen devices, it sends a signal through the eye gate, through the retina to the hypothalamus, and starts tricking the brain into thinking that it's seeing the same blue light that emanates from the early morning rising sun at dawn. And when we get up in the morning and we come in contact with, the blue light, the dawn, the rising sun, all of that, we produce a huge surge of cortisol, wakefulness hormones, so that we can get through the day and be productive without falling asleep until it's nighttime. You don't want to do that to your child an hour and a half prior to naps or bedtime. So please, it doesn't mean you have to eliminate screen time. Just change the order of when this happens, and do it for yourselves too. 1.5 hours prior to naps, and especially nighttime sleep. All right? So y'all do that. You're all going to be looking good. It's a beautiful, the results are beautiful. It can make a big difference. All right, so that was number 8. And who do we have joining us here? Jennifer Rodriguez. Hi, Jennifer. And I'm so glad to see you guys. Thanks. All right, so number 9. Oh, I get a lot of questions about this, especially because I give away a Lullaby Earth Breathable Breeze crib mattress every month. I've been doing it every month this year, and this is our last month, by the way, so make sure you get in on that giveaway. You can find that entry here on my Facebook page, and also going to my website, jennijune.com. And get in to win that Breathable Breeze, that Lullaby Earth Breathable Breeze crib mattress. But the crib mattress is my number 9. It's making sure that your child's sleep environment is safe. We want to make sure that they have a firm mattress. Don't put any pillow top, squishy stuff on top of that mattress underneath that crib sheet. No. Because when your baby starts flipping over and they face plant into that mattress, you want to make sure that mattress is firm so that their airway, they have, ability to breathe and they don't suffocate. I go into in-home consultations all the time, and that's one of the things I see constantly, and it makes me crazy. I gotta tell, we don't think of those things when we're tired parents. We're just thinking, gosh, can I just get my kid really comfortable? Maybe that'll help them sleep well. So we just, we're throwing spaghetti at the walls, just to do what we got to do. But, like I said, I want you to do what you got to do to survive this time of sleeplessness when your baby's little, but keep them safe. And that crib mattress has got to be a firm, tight, mattress, non-toxic. Don't get a mattress that's got all those fire retardants and phthalates and, just the chemicals that are super dangerous. I really love Lullaby Earth for that reason. And I love the waterproof Breathable Breeze crib mattress. It's waterproof. There's nothing that's going to cause an allergic reaction. You can take that cover off and throw it in the washing machine. So if the baby's, diaper leaks or their, nose is snotty or tears and vomit and all kinds of fun, little things that come out of babies in the middle of the night, it's not like soaking into your mattress, creating all kinds of bacteria and things that's going to, fester and create other horrible, side effects, sinus issues and allergies and all those other kinds of things. So, really invest in a good crib mattress. And the Lullaby Earth Breathable Breeze crib mattress is affordable. It's not like one of those super high-end expensive mattresses, and you can get it at Bye Bye Baby or anywhere. But definitely make sure that that's a big, an important part. Make sure that when your child turns 4 months old, there's no mobiles anymore hanging off the crib. You have to be 2 steps ahead of your child when it comes to safety. So anything that they can pull into the crib with them and accidentally strangle with or suffocate with is something you need to be 2 steps ahead, not 1 step, 2 steps ahead of your child because this is the time when they are just exploding with these budding gross motor development skills, and most of the time they're practicing this in their crib where they're least supervised. So nothing should be in that crib but a firm crib mattress and a tight-fitting crib sheet. Get the bumpers out of there, even the breathable ones. All right, there's a strangulation issues with those, if they're not, put in there properly. And get rid of the mobiles. We don't want them pulling anything in. Don't put your baby monitor camera on the crib railing where that cord is hanging. I see that all the time. I mean, they just have to pull that in, and there's my heart. Just don't do it. Go to the American Academy of Pediatrics website and look up the very latest on the safe sleep recommendations, and I'll post those here too for you guys, that link. So that's number 9. And number 10, are you all ready for this? Hey, Matt, glad you could join us. Hiya. All right. Number 10, guys, is, I get this one all the time, travel sleep tips. What's my number 1 travel sleep tip warning of all time? It is this. Drum roll, please. Avoid traveling at night. No red eyes. No late night drives, doing your road trips and whatnot when during night sleep for your child. Protect that night sleep at all costs, you guys. It makes all the difference in the world. If you're going to travel, if you're going to, book a flight, whatever, do it during the morning nap or in between the morning and the afternoon nap. Do it in the morning. That's when they're actually going to be most apt to fall asleep on the plane. And, that's great because most people, and if they don't, no big deal because everybody's awake in the morning and, they're woken up. They're not planning. Most of them are planning on reading or doing something or watching a movie. But that's not the time when people are hoping to catch some sleep themselves. So if your child is babbling or needing to walk up and down the aisles or, crying or whatever, those noises aren't going to tick anybody off or get anybody moody or cranky. And that's one less pressure that you need to have on yourself. You know what I mean? You don't need that pressure when you're on a flight with your child. It's stressful enough, right? So when you book a red eye and everybody on the plane is hoping to God they're going to get some sleep, right? And your child can't sleep because that's a fragile time of sleep and it's the most important time of sleep. Then the pressure is extra on for you. And if you're anxious, feeling all that pressure from the other passengers, guess how your child feels? Not to mention, their sleep is going to be 10 times worse when you arrive at your destination than if you would have, than if they would have missed a nap potentially by traveling during the day. Protect night sleep at all costs when you're traveling. So that's my number 1 travel sleep tip. I've got a whole bunch of them, but that was one I had to include in this top 10 because I get that question all the time. All right, guys, that's it for my top 10. I want you to join me next week because next week we're going to talk about how to start 2018 off right with well sleep for everyone in the family, not just your children, but you too, your teens, your school-age kids. I'm going to just lay out some things that you guys need to do to get a good start to the new year. So whether you're trying to, get healthy in whatever way, this is the foundation of where health begins. It's making sure you're well rested. We can't even produce the healthy, bacteria that needs to live in our gut or on our bodies or whatever if our circadian rhythms are out of whack, because the microbiome, that healthy bacteria that's produced, it's on a cycle too. And guess what? It's in sync with the circadian rhythm. So if your circadian rhythm is off and you're not sleeping well, so is everything else, and your immune system is going to be shot, and we don't want that to happen. So join me next week for my tips for 2018 well sleep. Thursday at 1 o'clock. Don't forget to enter that Lullaby Earth Breathable Breeze crib mattress giveaway. This is my last month. I'm like, it's bittersweet. I can't wait to give it away to one of you. And I also, you know, I'm just sad because it's the last month, and I've had so much fun playing Santa Claus with that. So do that. And if you need personal one-on-one help coaching your little ones, whether they're babies or older kids, or yourself for that matter, contact me. You can do that directly through my website, JenniJune.com. Just spell Jenni with an I, JenniJune.com. There'll be a link here in the comments, and I'll be happy to discuss your situation with you and see what we can do for you. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great holiday. Have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Have a wonderful time with your families. God bless. Bye.